So the first step is that you're going to take a long piece of twine and you'll get your needle and you'll just thread the twine through that hole right there and tie it off. And that doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cut it off anyway. And then the other side, you'll probably want to tie a little knot, but then also put a piece of painter's blue tape. And the twine that comes after the painter's blue tape, you want that to be pretty long because that's what you're gonna have to tie off with at the end, and you wanna have enough twine so that you can do a couple of knots. So after you've put the painter's blue tape on, you're gonna put the book, so if this were the front of the book, you want the front facing up and you want the spine facing you. And then you start at the hole that's second to the right, and you're just gonna take your needle and thread it through the bottom, and then that painter's blue tape should stop it from going through all the way. And then from there, you're just gonna go to the next hole to the left and go through the top of that hole and thread it through. And then instead of going to the next hole, you're gonna put it through the top again and just thread it back through again so that it creates that loop that keeps the papers together. And then you're gonna take your thread and go to the next hole, but go through the bottom this time. Just like that. And then you're gonna go through the bottom again to create that loop. Hi, we're making an instructional video. And then you're gonna go to the next hole over, but this time thread it through the top. And then same thing, you're gonna go through the top again. And then the next part, you're gonna go through the top again a third time because you want the corner to be bound. So see, we got that corner there. And then from there, we take it and go to the next hole through the bottom, and instead of looping it around again, just go right to the next hole, pull it through the top of the next hole, and then go to the next hole, but this time go through the bottom, and then through the top of the next hole. But for this last hole, since it hasn't been looped yet, we're gonna go back through the top like we did for the other ones so that we have that corner bound. And then, yeah, and make sure it's tight all the way through. And then, kind of like we did on the top, we're gonna go back through the